Hey everyone, I'm Shawn Harding, President of North Carolina Farm Bureau, and it's good to be with you today to discuss Farm City Week. Farm City Week is an important observance. The idea for these activities began in 1957. These events were born out of a conversation about the poor public image of agriculture, the strong urban influence on agriculture policies, and the growing population with no direct ties to the farm. And that was in 1957. These conversations are just as, if not more relevant today than they were over 60 years ago. The purpose for Farm City events remains to promote agriculture and the need for cooperation between our rural and urban neighbors. In recent years, we continually hear about the urban-rural divide, politically and economically. I'd like to submit to you that the very spirit of Farm City Week is about forming an urban-rural connection. We all know that North Carolina is a changing and diverse state. We're currently the 10th fastest growing state in the nation with a population of over 10 million people. 43% of our population are not native North Carolinians, and 500,000 Mexican nationals now call North Carolina home. The results of the 2020 census and upcoming election will result in some changes to our state and federal congressional districts for the next decade. The projections show that we will likely add a 14th congressional district. And current trends also reflect that our rural communities are shrinking and our urban centers are growing in North Carolina. The shift in population will certainly have an impact on rural representation in Raleigh and in Washington, D.C. Agriculture will need to be prepared for these opportunities and challenges. As the population of North Carolina continues to grow and shift, the relationship and understanding between farmers and our rural neighbors will be crucial to the progress of North Carolina and the viability of this great agriculture industry. Agriculture is more than just a part of North Carolina's rich heritage. It's the state's #1 business and contributes $94 billion to our economy. Our state's farmers are still working to overcome successive years of weather disasters, and in 2020 have been impacted by a once-in-a-lifetime global pandemic. At the same time, we continue to be involved with farm nuisance lawsuits and other litigation that targets our farmers and farming operations. Despite the negativity surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic, it's presented a unique opportunity for agriculture. The general public was very concerned about where their food was coming from and that they had a safe and abundant food supply. People, tired of being at home, have set out for the local farm markets to get fresh air and fresh food. Farmers have been able to pivot and be creative in telling their stories and building relationships with consumers. Moving forward, diversification on our farms and building connections with both urban and rural consumers will result in a win-win for our state's farmers and the general public. The changing dynamics of our state and how we move forward post-pandemic is definitely going to have an impact on how we live and how agriculture moves forward. North Carolina remains poised to be a national and a global leader in agriculture due to the quality of our farmers, our diversity, the proximity to our markets, and most importantly, the cooperation within our state between our ag organizations, our universities, and our Department of Agriculture.